Gold prices in Delhi have seen a slight downward shift today, as 24-carat gold stands at Rs 12,096 for 1 gram of gold, as an investment has been seeing some momentum since the start of the year. Although future markets predict a decline in its prices, tracking weakness in global bullion markets, experts say that this decline is as a safe haven amid optimism over potential US-China trade deal and a stronger US dollar. With this, let's take a look at gold prices today and let's compare it with prices from yesterday, last week, last month and last year. So, as we have been seeing over the past few months that gold prices have been very volatile, but due to Dhanteras and Diwali, it had seen a rise. However, now we are seeing slight decrease in prices. So, let's look at what the price today is on October 29, 2025. 24-carat gold stands at 12,096 rupees and yesterday it was at 12,097 rupees. So, it is almost very stable. 22-carat gold today stands at 11,089 rupees and yesterday it stood at 11,090 rupees. 18-carat gold today is at 9,076 rupees and yesterday it was at 9,077 rupees. So, you can clearly see on your screens that this is a very stable trend that gold is following currently and it is not very volatile. When we however compare it to last week, it has gone down. So, since today it is only 12,096, last week on 21st October it was 13,058 rupees. So, we can see a marked significant decline in gold prices this week. 22-carat gold, even though today it stands at 11,089 rupees, it stood at 11,970 rupees. So, there is only a slight change in prices over there. 18-carat gold stood at 9,076 today. However, last week it stood at 9,719. So, even 18-carat gold saw a marked difference as compared to last week. When we compare it to last month, however, we will always see a slight increase when we look at longer periods of this graph. So, as you can see on your screens, 29th October it stands at 12,096. However, 29th September 24-carat gold was only at 11,704 rupees. 22-carat gold stood at 10,730 rupees, while today it is 11,089. And 18-carat gold stood at 8,782 rupees last month. However, today it is at 9,076 rupees. So, clearly we can see that when we start looking at longer periods, then the prices slightly increase. Now, if we look at a larger graph, if we look and compare it to last year, then as compared to 28th October 2024, 24-carat gold stood at 8,060 rupees. So, you can clearly see almost a 3,000 to 4,000 rupees gap. And also 22-carat gold stood at 7,390 rupees and today it is at 11,089. Now, 18-carat gold stood at 6,047 rupees last year. However, this year it's already crossed 9,076 rupees. So, clearly viewers, you can now see that this is what the entire, when you look at a larger picture, this is what happens in this entire gold graph. Also joining me on the broadcast is Dr. Sharath Kohli, Senior Economist. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Appreciate your time. A very good morning to you. Today we are seeing that gold prices have somewhat now stabilized. We were seeing a lot of volatility over the past few weeks. However, now we see some stable prices going on, even though there is still uncertainty regarding US, China and their trade policies.
Good morning, Malvika. Good morning to the viewers of NewsX. Indeed, the prices seem to be not sliding far too down from a peak of $4,381 down to about 3,950 or between 3,950 to $4,000. It's another way of tracking gold prices is to track it in US dollars per ounce at the COMEX, because that's where the prices open from. The same prices are converted to 10 grams, with the dollar converted to rupees, and we calculate the Indian prices. So people who want to go more deep and want to find out where it originates from can track down US dollar prices. Well, I think tomorrow is a big event vis-a-vis economics is concerned, because US and China, the framework has been laid by the representatives from both the countries for a deal where the US is going to allow, the rare earth minerals to be, or rather China is going to allow rare earth minerals to be exported to US. And of course, US will scrap the 100% tariff threat which it has put on China. So if it works out, because the recent surge in gold prices, I would say 10% surge in gold prices from $4,000 or $3,900 was due to the tensions or uncertainty which was emanating out of these threats from both the sides. And of course, another event, very important, which we are going to observe tomorrow morning, is the US Fed, which is meeting today, and it will conclude its meeting tonight by our time. And tomorrow morning we'll come to know as to what happened in the Fed, whether it cut rates. Every time Fed cuts the rate, the gold prices do move up. So that might propel the prices a little bit. I have a feeling if the rate cut is there, the prices may go up to $4,000. However, a contrarian view can come in if the US-China, this trade deal is reached out. So there are two opposite factors working right now. I feel the heavier factor right now is the US-China trade deal, whereas a little less moderate positive factor is about the US Fed rate cut. It is being expected that 25 basis points may be the cut. So these two factors immediately on the table. But overall, as I said, the rest of the factors remain very much alive. The long-term trend of gold is bullish, and people who want to stay invested for long term. When I say long term, I mean 2 to 5 years. So if you don't look at these minor corrections, consolidations, you can easily stay invested. It's a good opportunity, Malvika, for people who want to put in, who are waiting for prices to cool down. People can buy in smaller lots through SIP method and stay invested for a long term.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Kohli, for joining us. Appreciate your time.